This is Maria.
And this is Hester.
And together we are
the Consort
Counsellors. One of the messages we received this summer came from Alain Nejon. He had a very specific and interesting question we want to address today.
When playing, I don't hear the music as if I were part of the audience. I hear my part, I can hear some dialogues, however I cannot hear the music as a whole, as if I were sitting a few meters away. Making the music and listening to it at the same time, that doesn't seem quite easy for me.
Thank you for this great question, Alain. This message touches on a very interesting aspect of performance and maybe even of life. How do we come across and how can we estimate the way our playing is perceived by the audience?
And how can we make sure that we perceive and feel part of one big musical entity, our ensemble, while being busy with our own individual playing?
We have a series of tips for you to work individually or as a group, and we hope you find them helpful.
We all have had the experience sometime of listening to our own voice on a recording or on the radio, or we have seen a video recording of ourselves.
Sometimes this might be confronting because there seems to be a gap between how we thought we would play or look and how this would come across and the actual result when you listen back.
However, it is possible to bridge this gap, at least to a certain extent, by practicing.
To have a better estimation on how your ensemble playing sounds, it's a good idea to focus first on your solo playing.
Make an audio recording with your phone, with your tablet, or even better with a digital audio recorder like one of the Zoom models, which are pretty good.
Choose a short fragment of a solo piece and record this same fragment 3 times in a row. Before you listen back, evaluate for yourself which round was the best and which was the worst. Do you remember anything went wrong? And are there any specific moments that were really nice to you?
Take some notes on your score if you feel it helps to remember how each of the 3 rounds felt, and then listen back to the recording.
Were there some highlights or some problems that you did not notice before? Or did it seem faster or slower than you intended it to be?
Based on what you heard, is there anything specific that you feel you should change to reach your ideal performance? If so, then immediately repeat the exercise, do another round with 3 recordings and focus on that specific thing.
And then evaluate again. On purpose, we proposed an audio recording for the previous exercise, but of course you can also video record yourself using your phone, your tablet or a fancy video camera.
So you can do the same exercise and repeat the same fragment 3 times, but now besides concentrating on how you sound, you also have to concentrate on how you look.
Before watching, estimate. Do you think your performance looked convincingly and did your performance match the character of the music? Video is a great way to spot your bad habits.
By using audio audio and video recordings, you are actually turning yourself into your own audience. And that is why this method is really helpful to estimate better how you come across.
However, every member from the audience is a different person. So another helpful exercise can be to play your solo repertoire to a couple of people and ask for their opinion.
When you come together with your consort next time, let everyone prepare a very short solo, under a minute. It can be something really simple or it can be more challenging, completely free choice.
Play it again 3 times for your colleagues and make up your mind which version was, according to you, the best one.
And then let them vote and choose which one was the best according to them and ask them why. Often you will be surprised by the outcome and you are going to learn a lot about your positive qualities.
The 3 previous tips are also very good to practice in an ensemble. Record a short piece or a short fragment all together and evaluate your playing like the way we did before.
Needless to say, you can also record full pieces or even full performances and concerts and watch them later and see how they relate to your experience of that particular event. And in this way we keep bridging the gap.
Let's now focus a little bit on consort playing. How can you be aware of your own playing, but also all the beautiful things your colleagues are doing at the same time?
And the best tip we can give you is to start by doing a few listening exercises while you are not playing.
In the video description you find a link to O Sacrum, Convivium by Tallis and also to a set of parts.
Listen to the piece a few times and every time you listen, take the part of one of the different voices. We suggest that you start with the top line because that one you hear the best. Then you go on with the bass and then continue with the middle voices.
In this way, you develop the ability to single out the different parts in the music.
Now it's time to make some music together with your colleagues, and we are going to build a composition up. We assume that you are playing at least 3-part music, hopefully 4, 5, 6-part music, and the first step is to let only the bass play together with the voice immediately above, so the 2 lower lines.
The players of the other voices remain silent, but this is not a break, so don't relax. Listen carefully to the interaction between the parts that are playing.
When they are done playing, talk about what you just heard. What were the best moments? Is there anything that needs improvement? How is the coordination? And what are particularly interesting moments in the music itself that you have noticed?
When the 2 lowest parts mix nicely together, add 1 line on top of that and keep building the piece until the composition is complete. If your ensemble has many members, it may be useful to coordinate this exercise and to moderate the conversation about the evaluation of the result, because otherwise
it may be a little bit messy, and this is a nice chance for us to promise you that one of our upcoming episodes will deal with the topic of rehearsal, schedules, organization, management and leadership. And positive group dynamics, very important.
Very important. Finally, let's do an exercise in which we play the piece complete right away.
Pick a piece that you know well and play it through.
And before you start playing, agree upon which line you are going to focus. We suggest you pick the top line first.
While you are playing, focus exclusively on listening to that specific voice that you have agreed upon and try to realize, are they actually playing or do they have rests? Are they playing fast values or are they playing long notes? Do they maybe have the main theme of the piece?
And while playing, try to realize how your voice interacts with the top line. Is there a specific movement that is in parallel motion? Are there any nice interchanges of material? Is there cool imitation going on? Because when the piece is finished, you may realize, this was a nice moment I need to focus on more and more. And I didn't realize this before, never ever.
And you will not forget it. So, once you've played through the piece, make sure that you discuss the things you have encountered and the things you have realized purely by listening.
Repeat this exercise several times. After the top line, focus first on the bass line and then on the middle lines.
And we dare to say that after this exercise, you will feel much more integrated in the whole
entity. A few of the exercises of today focused on how to follow a particular line within a piece.
We would like to introduce you to a very nice way of seeing the lines of a polyphonic composition and following them, even though they are very, very complex.
We are talking about the YouTube channel of Stephen MALINOWSKI, who has no less than 178,000 subscribers at the moment.
Stephen makes animated scores of classical music and also of some modern music like the Beatles.
Two of his most recent videos feature tracks of our ensembles, the Royal Wind Music and Seldom Sene. And you of course will find the link to these videos in the video description below.
Have fun following the lines created by the music animation machine.
Pick your line and go with the flow. Bye bye.
Bye.